Donnie B, GotDaBeats.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to The Beat. We live. This is a very special edition, man. You already know what time it is. You know who I am. I'm Donnie B Got the Beats, man. And this is the show, Donnie B Got the Beats on the beat. Today, we want to do something a little bit different, though. Because yesterday was April Fool's Day, and oh, what a glorious Fool's Day it was. But got a call. And first of all, backtrack. Never seen this before. Got to do a glorious intro. So, got a call from one of my most beloved people, my baby sister. My baby sister was like, you know what? I really love what you're doing. Love your show. I love it. I pay attention all the time. But why does nobody interview you? I was like, I don't know why. She's like, you know what? More people need to do. They need to interview you.
That's right.
You're right. Okay. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna interview you. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, what's your thoughts? We gonna do. You should do. Maybe we could do live or what. I was like, well, okay. Well, I mean, you could take over the beat. She's like, I can do that. I'm gonna do it. So, just the glorious intro is a segue in order for me to say this is not a Ponzi scheme or no kind of scheme for me to be, embellished within me being narcissistic or nothing. It's something different. So I want to introduce Ruthie Renee, the host of tonight's episode of The Beat. And I don't know where this is gonna go from here. So I'm gonna leave this up to her. Baby sis, you got it.
Well, thank you, Donnie. Thank you. Yes. That was my idea. I feel deserve that limelight. You absolutely do. I mean, you've opened up your platform for many other artists and people throughout the area, whether it's from the East Coast to the West Coast. But at the end of the day, I know for myself personally, if I'm going to be on somebody's show, I need to know about this person. And my thing is, do people actually know about you? I wouldn't just randomly be on the show and not know who this host is, who, interviewing me. I want to know who you are. And I felt like this would be a good idea for you to get the people up to speed and to have your moment to tell a lot about yourself. Mm-hmm. And after this, I hope that others who you open the door for or gave them limelight, that they would also have you on their platform as well.
Right.
Working together. So I wanted to do this.
I appreciate it.
Let's see where this go. So, right. You should have swapped the screens around. I think I was supposed to be on, where you at? On that side of the screen?
This is my side.
Okay.
This is my side. I'm always on the side. No, I don't know how to switch it. I would, but I don't know how to switch it. So
I'm messing with you. So let's jump right into it, Donnie. Let's jump into it.
Okay.
So you wear many hats, right?
I do.
So music producer, entrepreneur, recording artist, a host. You have your own platform or multiple platforms.
Mm-hmm.
You also have many alter egos, Donnie. I am your sister. I'm supposed to know how many names you have, but Donnie, how many names do you have so far? I mean, are you strictly just going by Donnie B now, or Donnie Got the Beats? I knew once upon a time you were Brasco, Donnie Brasco, was many other names. But what are you actually going by, or it all depends on what you're doing in that given moment?
That's a very good question. I don't think anybody really took the time to ask. They just made fun of it. So really, at this point in time, I got three different names. At this point in time, it's obviously Donnie B got the beats. D. Christopher Campbell is my actual production name. You can find me on IMDb. That's the professional, the entertainment professional side of me, as an actor, as a executive producer, music producer. Is Donnie B got the beats though? And then I have my, regular government, and we're not going to disclose that on national TV.
I would recommend you not.
Hey, what's up?
Nikki, I see you, baby.
Grilled cheese. Love you too.
Hey, nobody makes grilled cheese better than
Me.
Pat, except for the fact you got grilled cheese maker, but that's a whole. So let me stay on subject here, Donnie. So
it's cool.
On the show, The Beat.
Okay.
Who is Donnie B Got the Beats? Like, how did you come up with that name for this platform?
Thank you. That's okay. You about coming for my job over here. So as you said, I wore a lot of hats. I got a lot of different names. It wasn't until I moved to LA that I understood it was entirely too much. It was entirely too much. It was too much to keep up with. And it was really confusing. And I had a conversation with somebody, and they said that you kind of have a conflict with branding. Matter of fact, it was Ivan Bisson, who's my manager. Shout out to Ivan. He said there's a conflict. You got so much stuff going on. You need to kind of get behind something, one thing. You know what I mean? And so, I went from Donnie Brasco. Actually, a lot of people don't know my first name. My first rap name was Johnny Soulfinger. Stupid. And then it went to Donnie Brasco, and I was with Donnie Brasco for almost a decade, really. And it was with that name because people were, calling me out. It's just like people's Donnie Brasco, hot like Tabasco. That used to be the thing people used to always say, right? And so it was one of those things where it's like, okay, well, they calling me that, so I mean that sticks. I mean, I obviously that's what I look like. And then from there, it was like, okay, who, leaving DC, I was like, like right before I left DC in 2015, it was like maybe 2013, 2014. I was like, okay, I need to rebrand again because I'm always trying to think the bigger picture, right? So I was like, Donnie Brasco. One day I actually got an email or a post on social media. Matter of fact, MySpace. That was the last time I was on MySpace, actually. I guess I was butthurt or whatever, but whatever you call it. But I got a phone call. I mean, in post from somebody who didn't listen to nothing I was doing, didn't listen to my music, didn't listen to nothing, but just like, Donnie Brasco, what you a snitch, right? That's some snitch shit. And I was like, bro, that's like a story, but it's like from a movie, and whatever. Like, you're stupid. But I got the inference. I got the understanding of why that person felt that way. And so I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and I need something fresh, something new. Matter of fact, the other reason why too is there was a guy and there was another recording artist in Africa. And at that time I was really working really hard to build the brand up. And I started touring and stuff like that. And noticed that I was getting inboxed for opportunities in Africa. And I did my research because I always do my research. I always Google and I always try to do, I'm a rat on the internet. I'm trying to see what's going on. And literally is another Donnie Brasco in Africa. And I was like, no, I need to change that up. Mm-hmm. So, right, and that literally went right up against me deciding to move to LA. And I was like, well, I'm going to LA. Might as well change the brand up, change everything up. And then so I was like, Donnie B LeFlaire. I like that. I got a lot of flair. Donnie B LeFlaire. I just made it up out of thin air for the first time, outside of Johnny Soulfinger. Do not say this again. And so, I was like, LeFlaire, I like it. Because it was like, worst case scenario, it keeps the Donnie Brasco, and then I could just drop it and then just go with LeFlaire. And then, I rocked that for like maybe a year, 2 years. And then really, I just got tired of everything. And I was like, I just need a drastic shift because I started to really see coming from out of DC, going to LA, how people are packaged, how people are boxed, what's the thought process, what's the MO. And then it was like, I need something original. I need something fresh. I need something that sticks out. When you see it, it pops. It is what it is. And then Donnie B, I'm a music producer and I'm a recording artist, but Donnie B got the beats though. So narrowing it down, it really was supposed to be Donnie B got the beats though. But I was like, that's entirely too long. I was like, I like Donnie B got the beats. It's short, albeit a bit long, but Donnie B got the beats. It's to the point. I can always say, hey, guess what? No matter what, Donnie B got the beats though. And it stuck. You know what I mean? And then, and luckily that was by luck of the brand, it came through. And, like I said, that's the name. And so in the music production side, recording artist side, Donnie B got the beats. Everything else from videography to film to screenwriting, because I dabble in screenwriting. Shout out the Wright brothers. I go by D. Christopher, and like I said, then there's the government, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
You forgot about Babyface.
We talk about okay, that's true, but that chin though, that
More.
You see how you counting? That's how big your face is. Every time you go up more and more fingers, big face.
But you know what, Donnie?
Guess what?
So,
I don't care.
I apologize to you.
Why? Because my face is like your face?
Well,
less beard.
Face, it's just a lighter face. But
if you had a beard, it would look right. It would look the same.
Yeah, maybe I got you beat with the cheese, but right here, Copy John is doing it.
Okay. But see, I think we're doing what's happening is two things, because the face is like the head is growing away from the hair. So you got hair up there and it's growing down here, and I got hair here and it's growing up there. So there we go.
It's all right. Well, we put us together, you find balance.
We look like the mask with Rocky Dennis.
I do want to say I apologize to you, because just listening to that portion of what you said, as your sister, I felt like that's something I should have known more about you.
No, I don't agree.
And I do.
Okay. No, and I understand why, but I'm gonna say this, because you know what? The thing that I learned, look, and here this go, cheese don't come from me. It is the brain, but it's also the grilled cheese too. But no, it's because I have never really. So I'm gonna say this live and direct, being planner, since I'm being interviewed, I'm a very self-conscious person. I got a lot of issues, right? That I fight with on a day-to-day basis. And I think the thing about me is that I got so accustomed to not feeling like I don't have support or I'm not supported, that I don't share with people my ideas before I jump out there. So I don't fault you for not knowing, because I know there's people close to me that's been rolling with me for years and years. I mean, heavy and thick, and they don't know what my moves is, because I'm just like, I don't want to have to always filter my moves through people, if that makes sense.
Right. No.
So I don't fault you for that at all.
Oh, no, I understand. That's like a rough draft and then the final copy. You understand what I'm saying? When you wrap things up, put things together, you don't really do too much talking about it. That's your time to collectively get all your stuff together before you implement it. So right. But still, I in my heart felt like I should have known that about you, because God forbid something would have happened to you or what happened to you, I wouldn't even be able to speak on that. Right. Because I didn't know. But and again, the purpose of this whole interview is so people could know more about you. Mm-hmm. And it's just amazing how, and shocking at the same time, you've grown up in the same damn house, and there's still certain things I don't know about you. But this is why I want to get into the next subject with you. Like, let's talk about growing up in the household. Yeah. Nikki, I know you listening in, so you might want to chime in too. But right. Growing up, let's start there. Like, let's talk about growing up in the household. We started off with mom and dad, then they went their separate ways, and then it became that single family household. But before they went their separate ways, and I would say before I actually came along, I know that dad was big on music, right? Mm-hmm. And mom, she thought she could sing, I guess.
Mom will kill you.
You know, it was horrible to me. It's horrible, mom. But yeah, like tell me what things were like before I would say Brian and I came along. What did it?
Interestingly enough, that's a great question. Interestingly enough, I do remember that far back. I remember very far back actually. I remember when Brian was born. You know what I mean? Like I go that far back. We always had an open family. Family was always very loving, very connected. We had a community type vibe with our family. Like it was ridiculous. Like aunts and uncles, Uncle Larry, Uncle Gene, Uncle Ernie, Uncle you know what I'm saying, Uncle Ronnie, like Gary, Aunt Linda, like you know what I'm saying. Like everybody always came down. You know that studio videos that we used to do. We did karaoke videos before they became popular, real live. You know what I'm saying? So we were a tight knit community. It was always about family, strength of family, understanding what your purpose is, but by way of family. It was always that. That was what was etched into my head. Also, me being the oldest, I always got pushed to, like I don't honestly recall a time where it wasn't. I didn't feel obligated to make sure that you or as I call him Uncle Brian were you know, I was like I was always responsible for y'all. That's how I was raised. And I think that helped me to understand the importance of leading, being forward thinking. Always put yourself in a better position for everybody else behind you. So a lot of the stuff from family values to principles of life, understanding how to think on see, here she go. She was the oldest, but I was the best. Sorry, love you. Nah, it's just jokes. You know, it's just jokes, but it's serious though. But it's just jokes. Anyway, it's one of those things as to where I mean, you know, come on now. Cheese, you know I love you. Stop. But I was always forward thinking. I was always in a situation as to where it's like I had to make sure that everybody else behind me was okay. You know what I mean? So I had that. Then y'all came along. Then it was like, you know, mom and dad was working really, really hard coming up. You know, dad had a job, mom had a job. So it was like, hey, you know, I'm like 6 years old, 7 years old. Brian, I got to get Brian off the bus. I gotta, you know, I had to go to elementary school, had a shoestring with the key on the John around my neck. So I get off the bus and I make sure I unlocked it. I was what they call a latchkey kid back in the day. So my job was to make sure I got off the bus, go in the house, lock up behind myself until it was time to get Brian. Come back out, meet Brian at the bus, make sure Brian was safe no matter what. Get in the house, lock up, cook, clean, make sure everything was good. Period. That was before you came, because when you came, by that time, mom was, she wasn't working at that time, like ridiculous hours. You know what I mean? Because mom at the time when that happened with Brian was like she was working 2 jobs. Pop was working with Xerox. He was one of the not original guys, but tech guys. But he definitely had stake in Xerox, right? Like if you heard of Xerox, my dad was there at the beginning. You know what I mean? Or our dad. Sorry, babe. But it's that kind of situation as to where it became very important to understand presence of self, presence of the people that are around you that you associated with. And then if not nothing else, and I know you remember this, every Saturday was music day. You wake up in the house and you
the guitar, cigarette, the amp, all that damn.
So much so that like it possibly like he had that faulty bass, so he'd be like, hey, hit the bass, and then they go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that was the whole. She said, Forest Grove, get out of here, Forest Lake, babe. But she not coming for you. It was just a beautiful time, Forest Lake. But and that was later. I love you, Jesus. But The reality of it is that these scenarios and situations. That's what we was. You laughing? Hey, come on, you're a poor host. Oh, I know I'm joking with you, man. I'm joking seriously. I'm in my element, people. I'm in my element, so it is what it is. I was taught presence of mind, presence of self, presence of the people that you love, and purpose. If you don't have purpose, what are you about? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not about anything, what do they say? If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything, right? And I learned that at like 6 years old. So that's why I don't conform to the ways of the world. I will. If that's what the world do, that's great. You know, the one thing that used to hammer home, and I'm sure you heard it too, where there's such and such jump off a bridge, you gonna jump off a bridge too? Well, maybe I feel like jumping off the motherfucker, but and you know what? Guess what? You know what I mean? That's how it felt sometimes. But you know, so that's that growing up for me. For me, growing up was I really didn't have a childhood. I really didn't. I really feel that way. I feel that it was more of I had to make sure that because I always had principle. I always had things I stood on, and I always had people depending on me, no matter what. No matter what. You know, like I said, 6 years old, I got to make sure Brian good. You came along, I had to make sure you and Brian was good, even though you always terrorized me when I was little.
Yes, I would about that. I would love to tell the people what we did to you.
Yeah.
Love to tell. In fact,
Go ahead. Go ahead. We good because I mean, look, this is a celebration, so let's celebrate.
You want to tell them about the days we were outside and we went skateboarding?
Yeah, we can do that. Shout out, big sis.
King I see you, baby.
Yeah, we love you. We love you, King. You was always with us, regardless.
I know.
And she said exactly because she was there too. Exactly, Uncle Mar. You definitely don't, bro. I don't know what you're saying, but what I definitely don't. But I love you anyway, man.
It's Jammer.
It's Jammer.
It's Jammer.
Go ahead. Go ahead with the skateboard.
So I remember, I think we were in Bowie at the time, and
Folsom Lane.
Well, yeah, I'm too young to remember street names. I just remember locations. And
yep.
You and Brian had these cool skateboards, but either you had the good skateboard, Brian had this faulty skateboard.
Did y'all used to lean?
Drift off. It could never go straight. You could lean on it, do whatever you want, but it always did this right. And I remember we used to race down the hill. You took off first, you sitting Indian style, you scooting, rolling. I don't know how you lost control of the skateboard. It remind me of your driving, Donnie, because you veered.
I don't know what you talk about. My drive is immaculate. First of all,
look, you did like this. This is all I remember seeing you go hit the curb and tumble over in the grass.
Maybe I was enjoying my ride.
No, you wasn't. You was hurting.
And I was enjoying the ride and went awry.
And you want to tell what happened next?
Yeah, then I fell off the skateboard, and here come you and Brian, and you had your baby pigtails in the back that look like antennas, and then you came down and y'all rolled over my head. That's all I remember. You literally my fucking head, like boom, over top of my head. Okay. So, okay, I don't even understand why so why Jeff busted about?
Brian.
We didn't even get to that narrative, that point of the narrative, but we'll get there, I guess, and we'll flush it out. Mm-hmm. So y'all rolled up my head with the skateboard. I rolled over like what's happening, and then it became a life story. I don't know why it became a life story, but I mean, I guess you guys were happy with it.
You had lines on your forehead. You went in the house, Mom. They ran over my head with the skateboard. Man, me and Brian was dying. I'm sorry, that shit was funny.
That's why I cut your pom off when I was little.
And you laying in the grass just looking at us coming. I'm like, you see us coming? Why you didn't move?
Because I maybe I was stammered by the goddamn going. I fell off see, people don't understand. Maybe I was just fell off here and I fell off of the thing and I was just like, wow, that just happened. And the next thing I turned this way and then hiccup, poof. Nah,
but you know what, Donnie? Growing up, I think you were mean as hell. I used to really be so mean. And it's crazy because how close we are now. I really wish we had that bond when I was younger. I didn't understand you. I couldn't stand you. Because I'm like, he's just mean. Like, I don't understand why you always mean. And it was like that huge age difference between us.
Right.
Because
I kept a tight ship. I was always in trouble. You don't understand. I was in trouble. If y'all weren't good, mm-hmm. I was getting my ass whooped.
I don't know why they did that though. I disagree with them.
Well, no, I get it because as an adult, I understand that. That's what I put my pressure on my oldest TJ, Tajalik. Sorry, baby. I put pressure on her because at the end of the day, look, it's your job to keep the house in order. Period. And I think that it's, well, yeah, you say that, but again, you look at the earth, right? You look at the United States and its greater territory. The accountability is what's missing. It teaches you accountability. It really does. That's fine. You don't agree. That's all well and good.
I just blame should have been on you. That much pressure as a kid. You didn't have burning that. We weren't your kids. Mom and dad should have been responsible for that. So just like you got your ass tore, when we done wrong, we should have just got our ass tore. And that's ownership. You understand what I'm saying?
Fair.
Self-responsibility and being responsible for yourself, in other words. But I just didn't think that was right. I understand the whole concept, but me, I would never be a fan of that because if I done wrong, let me face my problem by myself. Like, let me face that. Let me face that ass whooping mom's about to hand out, or dad. Well, dad didn't.
True.
He ain't.
Well, I look at it from this perspective. That's a great lens to look at it from. But I look at it from the lens of, look, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
We, even as parents, is you're a parent, I'm a parent. Who's to say our judgment is right now? Mm-hmm. We do the best of what we think is going to go on right now for the times. And that's all that matters. You know what I mean? And I think the reality of it is that you do what you got to do to sustain the rite of passage. And I think in that scenario, I don't fault mom and dad for that. I don't fault them at all because it made me who it is. It made me who I am. You know what I mean? So the reality of it is that it made me work hard. It made me buck up and stand up for the people that I care about because I have a lot of people that depend on me right now. So I can't sit back on my laurels and expect the world to be handed to me or be like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? The man's hold me down or whatever. And then that's good. Mm. If I want to make a way for myself and make a way for the people behind me, I got to step up. I got to take the bullets for everybody. Like I said, Superman didn't ask to be Superman. He was just shot out of a cannon and landed on Earth. And he just so happened to don a cape. I'm very, very familiar with the Superman story. And I feel that if there was somebody that was close to me that was a superhero, it would be Superman. And I'm not saying I'm Superman in any shape, form, or fashion. I know you got the super face, but I mean that is what it is. But I'm saying
we joning, okay?
No, I'm just saying you started it, so it is what it is. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Uncle Steve. But but like I said, I really feel that that's the case. You know what I mean? Because if nothing else, I was born into responsibility. I was born into understanding that every move I make sacrifices something something that somebody else is eating or somebody else that's dependent on me in the back end. So every move every step I take, I got to do it with purpose.
I understand.
I would go ahead.
I cut you off, but from what I'm hearing is you did that with purpose for the people or for those who you felt is dependent upon you. But there's like me, Donnie, who accepts responsibility and ownership of my wrongdoings. You get what I'm saying? So I always had that different view, and I would look at it like, why are you getting in trouble for what I just did? Like I'm woman enough, or I was grown enough to face that. Like, but I get what you're saying. I understand it, but I just always had a different outlook on it. Like I always just felt a person is, responsible for themselves.
I agree.
Responsibility.
But you got to understand that so in my feeling, the world is full of different lenses. That's all it really is. It's people. Everybody has a perspective. That doesn't mean that anybody's wrong, anybody's right. So you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, there's so many things that's wrong. Like you look at people and be like, oh, okay, well, there's these murderers out there, or these pedophiles or whatever out there, and they're just looking at life through a lens.
Pedophile. What's a pedophile?
A pedophile, somebody that likes to pedophile on children. Anyway, but I'm saying from a perspective of there's people out there that who really genuinely just live their life, according to what feels good to them or what they know. You know what I mean? And I think that's the reality of it, is that if you really look at it from a perspective of the fact that there are people out there that just live their life, right or wrong,
Well, you're different.
and you just learn to either adjust to it or not deal with it, the world will be a different place. But I think that what's happening is that people are substantiated by, what society thinks, or what, I'm a woman and we don't put up with that. When the grand scheme of things, who's to say that anybody? Oh no, I'm just saying. I got to throw it out there. Who's to say that what you're saying is right? Or who's to say that it fits today's society? It could be, you know what I mean? That's just like saying that if that's like me coming home from work and being like, yeah, I expect my food on the table because I'm a man and I take the trash out. You know what I'm saying? But then there's a lot of women who be like, oh, well, I expect you to take the trash out. I expect you to do all of this. You need to learn to be a man. How any woman in the world knows how to be a man? You don't. This is what you think you were taught. That's a perspective. Not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying from a perspective of it's a lens. So my lens was, it don't matter what everybody else thinks. That's white noise. I don't care what everybody else thinks. I know what my responsibilities are, and I need to execute these things in order to check off these boxes, these responsibilities checked. Period. That's take care of. And started when I was younger. Take care of Brian. Take care of Ruthie. Take care of yourself last. Brian and Ruthie first. Then you. I don't fault mom and dad for that. It made me who I am today. And whatever success comes from it, it's because mom and dad is still that to me from the beginning. And that's just how I feel about it.
Hey, I respect that. It's crazy how we all in household and things differently. I think that's probably what makes us unique, and I don't like. Again, I wish I'd have known more about you growing up, or sat my big head self down to understand you a lot more. Boy, I love you to death, man. I swear to God, I do.
Love you too.
Yeah, you are my right hand, and God, honestly, I hate to bring this up, but when Dad took that last breath, you filled in that blank. You stepped up, and since then it was like that's my rock right there, boy. Like I love you to death.
Yeah,
I love you to death for that, man. But I see Big Face Brian just joined in here somewhere in there.
Uncle Brian, easy.
His face,
he puffy. He puffy now, but we love him anyway.
Puffy.
No, that was probably the second hardest day of my life.
I know. I couldn't do it, but you did it, man. That's why I look at you like, yeah, you strong. You did it, man. And you got some kind of weight on your shoulders, Donnie. And when you call me and we just chat, you got a lot of weight on your shoulders, man. And
this nigga here with the
bottled it all in.
You see, okay, because I thought you was going on the head joke. See what I'm saying? Like this is what we used to.
Oh, sometimes I talk about it. You just all the time, but
look up Brian.
There you go.
Yeah, we stay for this nigga said we stay fired each other. Jamal, you've been here long enough to know.
Do this what we do.
Yep. Red cup.
Brand new in the chat.
Yeah, whatever.
But let us be sitting at the kitchen table will be something.
Yeah, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but from those tough times, like you really became that person rocking my eye. Like, yeah, man, like that's my heart. You are definitely my heart, and I appreciate you for that. Definitely filling in the blanks of pops, because you know how rough that was for me. So I'm in a better place now to be able to talk about it. But we all know that's a sensitive subject. But I appreciate you so much for that, and I don't think a lot of people understand the loving kind of heart that you have as well. Besides that whole facade you put on and the asshole when that shit kick in, you do have a big heart. You do care. I don't care if you tell me you don't give a shit what people say or how anything. You do care. You do care. You just bottle all of that in differently or express it differently.
Panini.
Oh, she jumped.
Uncle Donnie look like he put wax on his head every day. That's all right. That's all right. Your face will look like it put tracks on it every day. I listen, world. I will fry my family in a heartbeat. Amen.
So look, get off. I know we will once the family is in here, we get sidetracked. But not to eat up so much of the time, I want to move on to the next subject. So I know, understanding from what you said, growing up in a house full of music, and I even see that same kind of passion even rolled down to Brian. Brian still has similar traits of what you had too. You both
very much so.
What you call it? Beat makers, or I don't know the correct name for that, but y'all both can make some hella fire beats, man. I need to collab a little more on that, but
we will.
I don't have that music talent. I don't understand.
Because you haven't tried it. You will.
I try to sing. Shit's horrible.
Nah, that ain't for I'm sure that. You like mom. That's that mom trait.
What you say, Donnie? Is that tea?
It's called White Cup.
Yeah, that cup terrible. But look, music. Maybe I could manage music. I could probably do that. Do something like that. I can't.
You have an entrepreneur spirit and an artistic guy. I love that about you. You have an entrepreneur spirit and an artistic guy. I love that about you.
But that's the thing about you too. You're an artist, and when I know at the beginning when we describe who you are, an artist means not just a music artist. Like, you literally can draw, whether it's abstract, whether it's portrait. You can paint. You can even write in calligraphy. I can't even do that. You got a hellified handwriting. Like, it's just something. This man told me I need to do opera. Jamal, I'm not doing that.
That's all right. It's lumber.
Yeah, like you're very, very talented. So roll into the next question. How did you get into the music business? Like, how did you fully get yourself acclimated and get established? Did it start from Malika down to Hampton, then to on from there? Like, how did it get started?
Thank you. It's a great question. Shout out to Malika 3 in the bill. Shout out to the Pirates, Forest Marching Band, Hampton University. Look,
Mr. Smart, ain't that his name?
Yeah, rest in peace, Mr. Smart. Honestly, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything other than music. Honestly, like, literally, like you said, waking up every Saturday. Pops got the music working. Him. Y'all never had that problem. You never had that, but Pops. When we lived in Bowie, same thing. Not Peachwood Lane, because that was the first time we was in Bowie. Folsom Lane was the one that y'all remember. And Folsom Lane, you know what I'm saying? Wake up. It was two things that Pops really, really pushed on me was film, music. Literally had me sitting down in front of the piano, trying to figure things out. Taught me to feel music. Not learn music, feel it. You need to feel it. Daddy, I hate this. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? So it was just something that I just felt. I just understand. It's like I tell people now, I'm a binary thinker. Like, if you understand what binary means, it's like, ones and zeros, right? And so it became binary to me. I saw things like how Neo sees the Matrix. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I don't know how to convey it or have the words to do it. Even when I was in high school, I learned, like, I came in playing the trumpet, and I played the trumpet for a year. Then I went and played the trombone. Then I played the tuba. Then it was like, and then you caught me with the percussion. People used to call me Quincy Jones. It was like that. People used to joke. It was one thing, Quincy Jones, and they used to talk about mom. Like, man, your mom, like, boy, I will whoop your ass again. But it became a thing. Because it just made sense, and literally came in as a freshman, and if anybody challenges that, challenge it. Went to Hampton University as a freshman. Was supposed to play percussion. Picked up a tuba off of Dare, and wound up playing tuba for the rest of the time I was there. Started writing music for the section. Started writing music for the band. After that, and it was just that it became a thing because I just felt music. So, answering your question, going how did I get into the music business? It was always just there. It was something I knew I wanted to do when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
So it wasn't by force.
No, I was never forced to do music. I always just felt that was something that I always felt that I always had in my back pocket, just like drawing or seeing art. it was always just in the back. Like to me, those were retirement plans. Like, you know, I could do whatever maybe one day I might be an administrative assistant, but I'm gonna still always do this. One day I'm gonna be then I got into the AV industry. Well, maybe one day I'm gonna be a AV person, but I'm gonna still do this. Then I got the more I was in the AV business was like, oh, maybe I'll be an AV manager, but I'm still do this. And then it became, you know what I mean? But no matter what, I just felt about music because music resonated so much with me. It was like, this is nothing. This is my like a second language. And so I built off it because I always believed, and I'm gonna tell you the pivotal moment. The pivotal moment was 1996. I came home from Hampton University, and I was devastated because, the fall of '95, I was in there, and the summer of '96 or spring of '96, I couldn't join the university no more because of finances, and because mom was a single person, and so I was devastated. But I remember coming home, and within a week, the first week I was back, when we lived in Forest, in Greenbelt. What's the jump? University Square, Greenbelt. Jay-Z debuted Dead Presidents, still my favorite song to this day. On The Basement with Tigger. And I remember saying, that should be me. I don't know what it was about the song. Everything in me, it captured everything in me in my soul. I was like, yo, Dead Presidents. I'm out for presidents to represent me. Well, I'm out for presidents to represent me. Yo, like, I was like, I want to do that. And then from that moment on, it became 100% about music. Prior to that, it was hobby. And it was like, I started I used to skip class junior year. Shout out to the MOC. They know who they is. At Fairmont Heights High School. Shout out FHHS. And we used to skip class, make beats in the back of the music room on a keyboard, rapping, learn how to rap. Nicholas Baker, one of them. Shout out to my bro. And we would make beats. And in the summer of that year, that's when me and Baker got really close because I would go to his house. Then we started going to the recording studio in Atlanta. Anybody remember Vince's studio in Lanham, Atlanta Seabrook Road? Huh?
Steve remember.
Yeah, I know Steve remember. I ain't even gonna go on that story. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna kill me.
That's all right. He know what time it is. But no, that was the thing. You know what I'm saying? So went over there and we started cutting records. You know what I'm saying? And that's what got me and Baker started. And from that point forward, we've been brothers ever since. Like we got mad close and we just started to kind of just bounce shit off each other. And then I went down to Hampton, and Hampton was like, okay, cool. They got a full-on recorder studio. And so I went as a music engineering major. Went there, cool. We did that. And, like Teddy Riley and them was down there. And it was like, here goes Steve. Yep. He had no clue what it You remember. Yeah, so it's cool. It's cool. Like I said, at the end of the day, we had 40 minutes already, bro. Like we ain't even really got. Yeah, that was the thing. I got into the music industry because it was always kind of there, and I got exposed to it at Fairmont, and went to the record studio, started recording some stuff. Then went to Hampton, and then got down there and started working in the music curriculum and recording music, and met Teddy Riley, and got a chance to meet Chad Hugo and Pharrell Williams, Missy at the time. Got to meet Mad Skills. I didn't get to meet D'Angelo, but it was a lot of people. That was when Up Jumps the Boogie first came out. If you remember Up Jumps the Boogie,
that's my song.
That was when I was down in Hampton when that happened, and they was all down there. Let me tell you something. Ain't nothing more electric than that, bro. Ain't nothing more electric than that.
You know that?
No, your daddy like me, bro. Because that be my daddy like me.
Yeah.
No. So that's the answer. Sorry, I got long with it, but I'm having fun on this. This is awesome. You should do this more often, or not.
I love to talk with you. That wine down. That's what we do.
I got wine. First of all, who does wine on a teacup? Like, what's happening?
That's what I'm saying. I had asked you what's wrong with your cup. You know,
It's white. There's nothing wrong with it.
cup or teacup down.
See how I do that?
And what's in it?
Nothing now. You got that? See, you see what happened? That's ghetto meets not ghetto.
Hey, I don't feel like washing dishes. I'm gonna throw this in the trash once I'm done. You
That's cool. But it's the lasting image that comes with it. Because I'm drinking out of a white cup. Boy.
I'm gonna send you some cups, okay?
That's cool. You may do so. But in the grand scheme of things,
Use it though.
left with this image though.
All right, but I appreciate you though, talking about how you got into the music. I knew it started from somewhere.
Thank you.
It's like you just took it and ran with it. And when I watched you get into the whole music ordeal, it's like I never knew there were many different outlets within the music industry. Like, there's many things you can do with it. So for me to say I don't have any talent, maybe I could have found talent doing something like you doing. Well, I never mind. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that because I just don't even fit in that. But either way, I just think that's very impressive of you. You're very, 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 very versatile and talented, Donnie. You are, and I think a lot of people understand that about you. You don't really get to talk about that, and that is absolutely important, and especially to be able to do this right now on this platform that you have. I think this is a beautiful thing for you to expose yourself. So I know you called out on the time frame moments ago, so I'm gonna try.
Just keep it going. Keep it going.
Okay, all right. So let's go to the next question.
All right.
I mean, you didn't name so damn much. I don't know. I mean, what is it that you don't do, Donnie? That you don't do. I know you don't drive like me. I know that.
Get out of here. Well, your ass ain't drove in LA, so I mean, yeah.
I did, and I was upset.
Yeah, you was upset. You wouldn't fuck back home. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, you drive out here for you be out here for 6 years. You drive, and then you can talk to me. At the end of the day, you still a bargain basement driver. And Jamar said facts, and I agree with his testimony.
Yeah, I'm going to get them LA folks rowdy, pissed off and shit because you talking about the air and trying to say they can't drive. But
you know why? I don't care because I don't care.
You don't care. It is what it is.
You know why I don't care? Because I don't care. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Because they for real, like when you would gotta address your own demons, it's never a good look for you. I'm just saying. So that's that. Sorry, I know that's sarcasm or whatever. At the end of the day, like it's for real. We all have our own issues, right? Because it ain't like the East Coast is any better with drive, especially Virginia, or Atlanta.
Oh.
But then there's LA though. So yeah. That's all I got to say about it. Nobody says that. Well, in New York, because, LIE, they go on the Blue Belt Parkway. Y'all motherfuckers. Yeah. But everybody else, whatever. Yellow. You don't hear about that with Minnesota.
That's like road rage you must have in you, man.
Yeah. In 6 years of it from LA. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, is there anything else that you don't do?
So what don't I do? I don't know. I'm one of those people that really truly took to the topic of, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. I don't set a ceiling for myself. I just try to do the best I can for the people that depend on me. That's it. And that's all I concern myself with. Because I try not to concern myself with people with what people tell me I can't do. If anything, I found myself more focused on proving them wrong. And I've grown to say that everything that I am is because of everybody who said I wouldn't be. I think if not nothing else, that's a problem. But I look at it from a perspective of we could be whatever we want to put out, whatever we want to be if we put our mind to it. So
kids and your children, do you also let them know that same thing? Do you motivate them with that same speech or concept that you live by?
Well, you know what? I try to in my own way. I don't want them to become me. I want them to become them, the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
So I try to take in consideration that they have their own perspective and maybe they are right, because to me, life is art. It really is. It's whatever you put on a canvas. You know what I mean? At some point in time, it's like what at some point in time of your life, you're gonna look back on it and say, I want people to respect the art that I put on a canvas.
Mm-hmm.
And if not nothing else, I want to teach my kids the understanding of that principle.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about what I want you to do. It's not about what your mom wants you to do. It's about what are you going to do and the responsibility of the actions that you took to get to that point. So if one of my kids decides to have bad grades and so forth and so on, and then they got to fail and then start over again, and or repeat so forth and so on, that's going to be on your record. So how's that going to look?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's rogue. Maybe that's a thought. I thank you for giving my child that chance. First of all, Jeff is awesome.
Yes.
Okay. He's awesome. He's the awesome. I single-handedly picked him as my successor. Like and he'll tell you I said that. But I think the reality of it is that I do try to teach my kids that. I try to teach them the basic principles of life to understand, because life is not perfect. There's no textbook for what we are given. We just have to make the best of it. So how do you learn to make the best of it? And that's just learning to be adaptable and being accountable. You can't hold other people to be accountable for your mistakes or your narrow vision or your lack thereof. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you just could be yourself, but you have to be communicative and engage. And that's the biggest thing that I teach the kids. So to answer that question, I teach them to be the best, teach my kids to be the best version of themselves. What don't I do? I don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah, I get it. That is a hard question to answer, because I just asked myself that in my dome, and I said, well, what can I do?
I know it took forever for the ring back.
Once I tried, then I know if I can't do it. But all right, Donnie, so with that being said, I know you got a lot of tricks and projects up your sleeve. So what current projects are you working on now? Or is that secret right now?
It's secret. It's never secret. I try to be on Front Street. It's just, like I said, I always put things into the universe, and I'm like, if you missed it, then that's because you're stupid. That's just really good.
Man, sometimes people busy.
And you can be busy and stupid. At the end of the day.
A whole bunch of them out there. But you got fans out there, and maybe sometimes work got them tied up.
But if my fans don't miss it. As arrogant as it sounds, it's crazy. But people make time to. Oh, Kendrick got an album coming out in like 2 years. Oh, you know that, right? Oh, Jay-Z got an album coming out next week. He tied with Sprite and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
Okay. Kanye, he's $6 billion. He's a $6 billion man and so forth. So you know that info, but you don't know that Donnie B got a project coming out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You pick and choose exactly what because it becomes relevant. It's just about what's relevant, right? And so the reality of it is that you got to do is sit you right in the face that you could probably make $1 million with if you with him early. That's like saying if I was sitting at the table with Mark Zuckerberg, he's like, I got this idea called Facebook. Nigga, I'm there. Let's go. I don't need to wait for it to blow up to be like, it's Mark Zuckerberg and so forth. Hey, you remember me? Nah. You know what I mean? It's about risk. It's about understanding who's working and putting your aptitude to understand exactly how you can maneuver to put yourself in the best position to win. To me, that's the essence of a true entrepreneur. So with regard to that, that's what I try to be. So yeah. With regard to current projects, I'm always working. I got a lot of things in the chamber. I'm gonna say that's how it's about you.
Hey, you see me, bro?
Yeah. So I have a project that I'm working on, and I'm working on it. It's heavy. It's the Donnie B project. It was titled a title. I don't even want to give it that title no more because now I'm torn because I've been waited too long. Because I was in the mode and I was working on. I was going to do an 8-song EP.
Mm-hmm.
But I released a couple songs off it. The Fine by Me Part 2. And the What They Want, that was released. But I'm really kind of getting back to, not being less artsy and more about quality of project. So I'm working on the EP, and I'm working on also a simultaneous project called X, and the X project is a cumulative body of work over the last 10 years of because people don't know about me, right? They don't know what I've done. They don't know who I've worked with. They don't know, nothing. So it's like I want to rebrand all of the stuff that I did over the past 10 years, all of the singles, put it out, and the X stands for decade 10, and just these are the bodies of work because I'm realizing that a lot of people are starting to gravitate toward the stuff that I did put out. Like, yeah, that was dope. Why you ain't on? Okay, so I'm gonna put it back out. And a lot of the music I found out it was just see, here you go. Just released just another day track. Love you, B. That's gonna go on the first EP, not the X EP. But put these things out, and I have other. I'm working. So music, I'm working. I got two projects this in the chamber. Along with that, I have the Wright brothers. Shout out to Vester Banner and Deshaun English. That's a writing group. Huh?
Said Deshaun, that's my folks right there.
Yeah, that's the homie, man. Like Deshaun is like, yeah, I trust that man with my life, man. Well, so we've been writing scripts and concepts, and actually we got a bite with Warner Brothers. So we developed a script with Law Watford. Shout out to Law. That hopefully might make it picked up by Warner Brothers, and if that gets picked up, then now we got a series in the chamber there. Also shout out to Darian Taylor. Huh?
Acting?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
As a producer.
Okay, that's good.
So doing that. Shout out to Darian Taylor. Darian actually just hit me today. I started 2 years ago with Darian. He wrote a series that was kind of a loose, offbeat script of my life called Donnie. It's gonna be a TV series. We shot an initial pilot, but he just called me, hit me up today, talking about he wants to finish the series. So hopefully by the end of 2021. We can get that done, get that in the can, and get that shot as well.
Okay.
So scripting, music, obviously got the beat. Obviously got Two Flew West. Also working on Campbell Family Rules, which you already know about, which is you and Uncle Brian and myself talking about various topics. That's gonna be done by the end of the hopefully into the summer. We can start shooting that. I got another podcast or video show called Really, which is a take on a take with the Wright brothers, Vester Banner and Deshaun English, with movie reviews. Talking just about things like that. So just have a lot of stuff in the chamber, man. Like those are just three of the. I'm not going to take up another 40 minutes of that, but just staying busy and also finding time for my baby Monique. I'm gonna shout her out. That's the hard part because I'm doing all these things, but I gotta shout my baby out. So
you better. Yeah. Problem.
Well, I'm doing it. It's done. So that part.
But can you do me a favor though?
Tell me that.
You play one of my favorite songs you got. You can give me a second because I know time is rolling in. But
we got time. We're talking.
Be ready. Play just a little piece of that. Can you give him some of that? I love that song, Don.
All right. Let's see if we have that because I do. That part.
You gotta be ready because you acting like you're not ready right now. That's the
no. Oh, double day. Anyway, so we gonna go back to She Ready. Donnie B got the beats. That's me, and we're gonna play She Ready. That's my joint. Check this out. Cool. You said just what?
You could just give him a split clip of it, and you don't have to go all the way through.
All right. So when you want me to stop it?
Wherever you feel is best.
All right. Here we go.
I love that song.
What she wants, she know I got it, so she give it all to me. That's all me, all me. No care, I know you love it, know you liking what you say. That's all me, all me. She ready, yeah, she ready, yeah, she ready, she ready, she ready, she ready, yeah, she ready, yeah, She ready, she ready, she ready. Baby girl, you high, like 500 degrees. You look nice, yeah, you ain't stressing, yeah. She got money, everything she needs. She doing her own thing, yeah, yeah. She got her own change, yeah, yeah. I like the way you move, girl, I see what you doing. Sexy, classy, independent, who you choosing? Yeah, I can see you eyeing me, trying me. Is it that saucy, saucy smell I got on Givenchy? You got everything that a nigga want, and I got everything that you say you need. We can give it all the love. Girl, don't act like you don't know. What she wants, she know I got it, so she give it all to me. That's all me, all me. No care, but know you love it, know you liking what you say. That's all me, all me. She ready, yeah, she ready, yeah, she ready, she ready, she ready, she ready, yeah, she ready, yeah, she ready, she ready, she ready. What she wants, you know I got it, so she give it all to me. That's all me, all me. No care, but know you love it, know you liking what you say. That's all me, all me. She ready, I get it, I get it. You the baddest, you just want the best, yeah. Want somebody that impress you, yeah. Yeah. You be trying to curve, so we hit you with the swerve. You want the real. That's how you feel. Real niggas only, that's how you own me. I put in that work. We don't get no sleep. Play a love game. You a bad girl trying to learn some new things. You got everything that I want, and I got everything that you say you need. We can give it all the love. Yeah. Girl, don't act like you don't know. What she wants, you know I got it, so she give it all to me. That's all me, all me. No care, but know you love it, know you liking what you say. That's all me, all me. She ready, yeah, she ready, yeah, she ready, she ready, she ready, she ready, yeah, she ready, yeah, she ready, she ready, she ready. What she wants, you know I got it, so she give it all to me. That's all me, all me. No care, but know you love it, know you liking what you say. That's all me, all me.
Yeah, Donnie.
Yeah, Ruthie.
Hey, Donnie. You know why I like that song so much?
Damn it.
Because I hear the LL in that song. LL, and Simone, I see you, boo. LL, what's it? Boys the Men. Oh, there you go.
Yep.
And that song that LL and them did, that was one of my favorite songs. So when I remember calling you one day and your little fingers was getting to going on the keyboard, you was just putting that shit together. I was like, oh. And then I think Thomas caught one of it too. So Thomas was like, oh. And the last time I saw Thomas, I think it was like last year on New Year's, he was talking about that. And
yeah, he was doing it. He playing at your house. Yeah.
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 Yep. So that's one of my favorite ones right there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It came together, and literally it's the same sample. So it's the same kind of vibe to it. And I when I come with music, I try to think about it from a perspective of what people already kind of like. Mm-hmm. You know, that's to me, it's a language. It's a love language. You know what I mean? Like you can't communicate without language. So yeah. That was always one that resonated with me, and I put the beat together. Most people don't know I did the beat too. I did the beat. Yeah. Because Donnie B got the beats. But yeah. So that was that.
And Donnie, where your eyebrows at?
Right with yours drawn in.
Man, I don't see.
Don't come for it.
I don't see you.
No.
You got a lot more projects and tracks in the bag, and you know, I do. Can't wait to hear those. You got anything getting released soon? Like in the spring? You got any?
Honestly, so honestly, that is the one that's coming out in the spring. I also have another joint that Uncle Brian always talk about. Is that well, I don't know if you're gonna say that, but I got one that's gonna be actually I got two more in the chamber because
what's Brian talking about? He
don't know what he's talking about. Oh, see, So see, this is getting ready to come out. All Me, that's going to probably come out in May. And then I'm going to follow up in June or July with my new single unreleased. I'm not playing it until it comes out because I think that's going to be fire.
Don't lie to me. It's coming out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm waiting on it.
Yeah, I had to wait for that Wheel of Fortune to come back.
2 years ago or a year and a half ago.
What?
She ready?
Well, yeah, but no, I did. So first of all, so I understand she ready. I did a year ago. I just wanted to make sure that sample clearances and everything came through for that. That's because, that's that. But these two new ones that I got coming out, like the one in particular, I think that's gonna be fire. That's the one. That's my summer joint. It's got that little rock the boat Aaliyah vibe to it. That joint gonna be crazy. And then I got another joint that Uncle Brian that I'm a vibe with too. I'll probably put that one out like September in the fall. But like I said, I was just waiting for that Wheel of Fortune money to come back. So then once I do that, boop, 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 and we out.
And you know you got a big fan out here, right? And he be playing your YouTube videos on repeat, and he parties, and you know who I'm talking about, right?
Oh, wait, I don't know. You talk about Amari?
There it is.
Shout out Amari.
Amari.
Amari. Hey, shout out Amari. That's my guy.
Yeah, Amari be boogieing to your tracks, boy. He has no cut cards. He had the joint on repeat. He know what the image look like on YouTube. He is a huge fan, Donnie.
That's nephew.
Yeah.
Nephew. For sure. Yeah. So what else you got? And then I got Don't Come For Me. I got a lot of stuff in the past. Like I said, like my whole thing, my whole vibe is there. Like I got things. I don't make it known because I'm so used to moving in silence. People coming in late. So that's it. Reality.
Why? Why not let it be known, Donnie? You let everybody else stuff be known. Let your stuff be known too. You matter too.
Because if I put stuff out, then I put stuff out. If I put other people's stuff out, they pay more attention. That's what. See, the thing that I learned about people is that people pay attention to popularity. And if I'm not popular, then it's like, oh, okay, well, whatever. And I know that might be a character flaw, but the reality of it is, it's just real. Like people are like, oh, whatever. Oh, that's just Donnie. Oh, he's just doing his thing. But let Kendrick come out or let somebody else come out, and it's like, oh, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, y'all heard that because it's a talking piece.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so I don't have a dog in that fight because I don't have a $40,000 budget or a $50,000 budget. I'm really trying to piece it together. And I think that the reality of it is that when it comes together, that's been my strategy. This nigga, here you go, Streets. Love you, Streets. Hey, look, but for real, he got bars.
Sitting there, he be like, yeah, had a microphone and shit right here. Yeah.
You got a baby trapper people?
Nah, this is my workbook.
You got a baby trapper people. Get out of it. But no, I think that became part of my strategy. My strategy is to point people back to the past, like back to the future, like literally. Like it's like one of those things is I'm going to show you because people underestimate it too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the future with it, and I'm going to show you exactly that I built it. So then when I build it, then people be like, oh, yeah, you won. Oh, yeah, but by the way, I did this 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Check this out. And then that goes the catalog in the back.
Yeah. Do
So
you copyright your stuff?
Do I what?
You copyright your stuff?
Of course.
Yeah. That's a money.
That's part of the business. I understand the business too much. I spent too much time trying to grow the business side of it to understand exactly what's going on the front side of it. There's a lot of people that just shoot for the Raptors and hope for the best. I get the business side done. I get the acumen. I have the business acumen to understand it, and then let it work on its own because it will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, as arrogant as it may come across or I may present it, it's my job to make it look easy.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it is. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, okay, cool. You can joke. You can think it is what it is. Oh, I moved out here. Oh, okay, I'm just chilling. Oh, I'm like everybody else. And then I lap you. Then it's like, yo, what happened?
Mm.
You know what I mean? I got kids to feed. I got a woman to take care of. I got a family. I got a life. I got things. I got a family, whole family to make sure that I provide support for. So you know what I mean? Like, so I think bigger. I always have, and that's just the reality of it. So I just wait for these moments, like you taking the opportunity to showcase my story, to have another thing for people to point back to and be like, because I honestly, at the end of the day, I just want to be able on my deathbed for people to be able to play stuff back. I don't want to even speak anymore. I just wanted people to play stuff back with like, yo, he said that and he did that.
You know what I'm gonna play for you on your deathbed, right?
These, no, I don't know. What?
Oh, Simon.
I mean, walks down the street. He says, "Why am I soft in the middle now? Why am I soft in the middle now? Resting my life is so hard. I need a photo opportunity."
Who's this creep in the comments?
You know who he is. You gotta show him the other hand though.
Yeah, it's creep.
What it is. What's up, Uncle Steve?
Yeah, Uncle Steve.
All right, what else we got?
That's Mister. So Donnie, you know, in this part of the segment, this is where we spin a little things up and see where your mind is, see where you ready.
All right.
Quote unquote hashtags for you. So,
all right. Hot topic.
Yeah, hot topics. Hopefully, I shoot this at you the correct way, but I got to do it my way. So right now, we're going to get straight to it. So, name 3 things you don't know.
3 things the 3 things that the world don't know about Donnie B. Got the Beats.
Yes.
I actually love this show called Ready to Love. I actually love that show. Shout out to the Will Packer, and he did his damn thing with that show. I love that show. I watched that show very religiously. Shout out to my baby Monique because she put me onto that. I watched that show. I love that show. I think it's awesome. Even the theme song, and I think it's PJ Morton to sing that song. I love that damn song. Cause I'm ready to love. See, these are all vocals. No auto tune. So there's that. I don't need a cup. I said there was nothing left in the cup, so you thought I was okay. I wasn't playing. I actually am developing a think tank. Again, I have been very secretive about it, but the Wright brothers, the think tank between myself, Deshaun English, Lester Banner, Lawrence Watford, we developing concepts to be able to be about. So we want to be the Marvel writers' room of the film industry, to be able to come up with concepts and be like, yo, that shit connects. All that's crazy. And within probably a year to 2 years, we've come up with about 60 plus concepts ready for pitch, ready for sale. That's 2. Yep. Third thing that you don't know is that, you know what, I'm actually a really, really introspect person. I'm very quiet, actually. See, you say that. That's exactly. You one of the people that don't know. I actually would prefer to be quiet. I prefer to have silence. I don't, because you got to understand the world is noise to me. There's ideas everywhere. I can look at your idea and be like, okay, I can make that better than you. And whether or not, and I know that sounds sarcastic. I mean, sarcastic and narcissistic and so forth and so on. But I really look at how to capitalize on things. Okay. So when I look at stuff like the government, I'll be like, okay, the government is just a big, it's the mafia. It's a big Ponzi scheme. They trap you with your own daggone finances. And it's like, this is brilliant. Yeah. But the thing about it is most people don't look at it for concepts. Like if you think about it the same way, you can literally do what they do. Yeah. So I try to be a capitalist by nature.
Hey, that's a dope idea though. And I think a lot of people need to shut their mouth and pay attention and, start using your eyes more and your brain more and pay attention,
Yeah.
Start learning if you just pay attention. There's answers and ideas right in front of you. It's just how you go about utilizing. I get that. Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Well, okay. That's 3 things, right?
That's 3 things.
Okay, cool. So we're going to move to the next one then.
The next one.
Give me top 5 moments.
Oh, that's easy. Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons, Quincy Jones.
Him too.
I would say Steve Jobs. I'm gonna say Oprah Winfrey.
Did you say Steve Jobs?
Steve Jobs.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's different.
Yeah, of course. Uh, Oprah Winfrey, and I think the last person I would say all time, Merv Griffith.
Hmm. I thought you would slid Barack Obama or somebody in there, you know?
How's he a mogul? He's just the president.
I don't know.
Yeah, mogul. Yeah, that's a different conversation and understand it. But yeah, no, those the top. Those are my top five. That doesn't mean that they are the top five. That just means that they're my favorite for whatever reasons.
Okay.
There
Okay.
you go.
Pretty good. Me for
Maybe come for your greasy face.
he called you and
Mega Mind on the one and the two.
oh no, she just saying Master P. I thought she called
Master P. That's fair. That's fair. P. I mean C. Sorry, Master O. I don't even know who. Okay. Oh, there you go, Master P.
he got typo issues.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold up.
Oh,
There you go.
Damn, Nia Jonah on her father. So all right, Donnie, now let's move forward to Netflix. So what's your Netflix looking like? Like what Netflix, what movies you've been watching lately? Like what are some of the hot ones you got, or what's some of the ones you got on standby, or what's some of the ones you do plan on watching?
Appreciate you. So I listen. Again, the you got to look at the black films. You got to look at them. I think American Skin is the movie. If you have melanin in any part of your skin, you got to see American Skin. That is necessary. Same thing I feel for the Janelle Monáe joint, the Antebellum. Got to see that too. Judas and the Black Messiah. That's another joint.
Yeah,
Crazy. Yeah.
I came out like this after watching. I was mad. I went to bed mad. I was just that shit had me looking at everything differently.
But the thing that I think is different between Judas and the Black Messiah and the rest of them is that Judas and the Black Messiah actually happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they have antebellum parties, but again, Judas and the Black Messiah actually happened. That was a recreation of the Fred Hampton story. So I mean, and it is worse stories. You know what I mean? Just like there's a story today is they found somebody hanging from a tree in a park out here in LA. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, where's the justice with that? Right. We're not gonna go there though on this interview. But so there's stuff like that. Then you look at the lesser stuff. Like I said, you gotta say Ready to Love because that's low key my favorite genre.
You naming that up again? That gotta be your favorite.
It ain't my favorite, but it's definitely dope. Got me watching Married to Millions. This dude named Rodney on that joint, man. Like he from DC. Hilarious. That's all I'm saying. So I love Married to Millions. What's some other stuff? Gotta say I love WandaVision. WandaVision, like Marvel is doing a damn thing with it, even though at the end it kind of got like real 90210-ish, but I mean it's still good. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, love that. I don't do shit like what's the damn thing, Bridgerton or Egerton, whatever the daggone thing is. I can't with that. Like I can't. It's like trying to think. Oh, Black Ink. Chicago first, New York second. I love C's though. Shout out C's. C's keep doing your thing, but I love Chicago more. New York is second. I think
you like Real Housewives of
nothing.
This shit, don't you?
Yeah, Real House. I don't like anything that gives license to ignorance. I just don't. And I mean, shout out. It is what it is, and I get its content. But if you wake up to create noise just to create noise to make something of yourself, it's pollution to me. Yeah. That's how I feel about it. So that's that. But again, there's plenty of other things that can go on. That's why we're trying to do the really situation so that we can talk about these things going on. But I'm like if for all the older folk that understand and that's in my age bracket that know TV shows, there's a TV show called Dream On. And I feel like my life is part of like that Dream On series where it's like I grew up watching TV. So that's that. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm a TV and music. I mean, a TV and film buff. You know what I'm saying? Lord, these people going on. How you fry your kid? See, this we're not even gonna do that. We're not even gonna draw attention to it. Yeah, chicken wing legs.
Donnie, question for you. Steve put me on to the movie called Weird Science. When I said
What?
so funny, that shit is funny.
Hey man, especially with the little dude.
Movie.
You said what?
I said I don't even remember that movie growing up, but when he put me on to that shit, that has got to be one of my favorites though.
Yes.
Weird
It's
Science.
a classic. And Anthony Michael Hall's performance and it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like the whole little joint where he was in, man, fast, let me tell you something when he was drunk.
Yeah.
Man, what the hell you mean? Like that, yo. For that era.
So what this man talk about?
What the fuck you talk about on the telephone, man? Damn, man. Perfect. Great acting. Like you could have did it better. Like yeah, Weird Science is clearly a classic. It is classic. And National Lampoon's everything except the second one. Hilarious.
Yeah. What's that? What's his name?
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase. Yes. That's it. Yeah, you was big on that one.
Yeah. But Weird Science, yes, to answer your question, that was a classic. It was right up there with the Breakfast Club.
Okay. All right. Well, on to the next one. We got hashtag my playlist is popping. Tell me about your playlist. Don't tell me about no corny stuff, Donnie.
Okay. So I got Donnie B got the beats. I got Donnie B got the beats. I got Donnie B got the beats. I got Anita Baker. Donnie B got the beats. Nah, I'm joking. I listen to a lot of things. Honestly, I find more solace in listening to nothing. When I be driving, and most of the time when I'm driving, and that's when the time I get to listen to bulk of the, listen to bulk of things. I don't listen to that because when I'm driving, I'm on phone calls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or doing a live video. But I really try to take the opportunity to listen to productions or stuff to lend a critical ear to the work and the product and the art that I'm putting out. So when I'm driving, I try to turn that up as loud as I can turn it to see how it bangs in the truck. And that's it.
I mean, you got some good speakers in your truck. You know what I'm saying? You just can't
I hope. Well, I hope so. It's a Mercedes.
Lisa.
You have a license. Yeah, and you like a piece of paper. Lord, they just
going on each other. They don't even know what's going on right
this
now.
is a family. I had a guy, saying people roasting their children on TV, and children roasting their parents. What in the world going on?
I know Chrissy. Why is Chrissy up this time of night? I know her butt sleepy.
Yeah, she should be like moms because she's laid up somewhere.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's all you pretty much, so you do have a playlist, but however, most of the time you don't really get a chance to go through because you just making business calls on the phone, catching up with family, friends, doing whatever the case may be, right?
Mostly. I mean, like I said, if I had to say about playlists, I would honestly say I go back and listen to all of the old stuff. I got a ton of old stuff that, like, even stuff like I came across tapes from like 92, 93. And I'm just like, wow. Like, I'm in awe of that person because it was just such a different energy. And I want to get back to that energy. And I just kind of don't know how. Outside of that, I created a playlist, like a kind of riding playlist. So I got stuff like Anderson .Paak in there.
I put you on to him.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. But
you know who he was.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's like something that Dad would do.
Yep.
So yeah, but I mean, I already knew about Anderson .Paak though, because I like my shout out my homie Anil. I ain't talked to him forever. I know he probably mad at me. But Anil was telling me about it because a friend of his is one of his production managers or a stylist. So he was telling me about that like 2015. Sorry, that's when I first came out. So it wasn't until you said that, and it was like, oh yeah, I heard of him before, and let me really listen.
Hey Donnie.
Hey Ruthie.
Hey, I'm shiny as hell right now. Hey,
you want the long Joan or the short Joan?
Nah, I don't want none. I'm gonna move on to the next
topic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this one is no longer a hot topic, but this is a question.
All right.
Right? What are your thoughts on the current music industry right now? For me, I just think not quite feeling the music industry right now. The type of work they putting out. I'm still stuck in the past because the past is still was catching my ear. This new stuff is not catching it. But you being who you are and big into the music game and all of that, like, what are your thoughts on the industry right now?
I think it's lost.
Yeah.
I feel it's one of those things as to where I shout out to Don Chu. I had Don Chu on the last episode of the Beat. He made a very valid point. He said, uh, this is the first time that the music industry has been straight to market. Whereas if Ruthie Renee decides she want to put out a single, she can put out a single and it goes straight to everybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it creates more of confusion, more of a diluted presentation of artist display. So that's like if somebody did a casting call or open call and was like, we need all of the artists in America to come to display their paintings.
Mm-hmm.
What would that fashion show look like?
Right.
Or what would that art show look like? You know what I mean? How could you totally appreciate the art if everybody can do it and everybody do it? You know what I mean? So you have the whole full range of people that actually good and people that really are they literally just did it today.
Mm-hmm.
And not understanding they didn't work for it to appreciate the art, the culture. You know what I mean? So I think that it's really one of those scenarios and situations as to where it's like the music industry is. And then you also got to say this too. The music industry is not what it was because the labels, the major labels are losing power because of the straight to marketness. Because, back in the day, they used to be able to hold that. They had A&Rs, they had people to go out. So you had to go through them in order to get your work out. Now, because it's straight to market, it's like they're losing power because at the end of the day, they're not capitalizing. They're not making, who caught let's think of a person. Do you think any major label really caught Lizzo? Or was Lizzo already making a move?
Before she was big, she was already making moves like that. Her one big hit she had that kind of put her out there. That was an old track she did years before anybody even knew who the hell she was.
Exactly. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody can put something out. Like I did Fine By Me 2 years ago. Now people starting to catch up on it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. I remember when I was in Hampton and Pastor Troy did what's the job? I forgot. We ready.
That boy shot, y'all. He done made a whole beat with his mouth.
Yeah, that happened. We ready. Pastor Troy. That came out like 2 years before it made mainstream.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Underground though, wasn't he?
But that's my point. Today's underground goes straight to market.
Yeah. Okay.
It don't catch on until it catches on easier and quicker now. So it's easy for people to just kind of roll out of bed and I did that. So you got a lot of these and it comes out and it's hot.
Yeah.
Why? Because they got a TikTok dance with it. So now it's like, oh, I heard that's the TikTok job. I'm like, who is that? That's the TikTok job. Why is it a TikTok job? Like, why? Like, what's good about, you know what I mean? And again, not to down or defame anybody's art or, what people put the canvas, but it's one of those things as to where it's like it doesn't kind of make sense. It wasn't a lot of preparation for it. Well, who am I to say? I take that back. But presumably, it doesn't speak to my soul. Whereas I could play Anita Baker right now. You bring me joy when I'm down. And you'd be like, man, that joint fire. You know what I mean? Sweet Love, still one of the greatest songs ever to me. And you know what I mean? And you could play that anytime. And it's still a hit, still a classic. Daydreaming and I'm thinking of you. Daydreaming and I'm thinking of you. Daydream. That, you know what I mean? Like, classic.
Right.
It stands the test of time. That's how you know it hit. Human Nature, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
That is human nature. Why? These are people who put brush to canvas.
Mm-hmm.
Now people just put out whatever they can put out, and it catches or it don't. And that's how I feel about it.
And I'm sick of it. You ask me, I'm sick of it. When I tell you I'm so sick of it, my playlist is horrible, and Ania will tell you that. and I don't be caring because I can't get with the new music. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand what's going on. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't move me. Like, that's what I hear when I hear music. It's the beat that get me first. Nowadays, it's just like, what the hell is this? It sounds like the last song I just heard and another song before that. I can't understand what you're talking about. And what you're talking about is rather reckless. I mean, quite disrespectful to the females. You know, I could go on and on and on about the new music. I'm just not feeling it. So I go my old music.
Yeah.
That's what my is.
But
I hope I lose it though.
Well, I mean, it's going to evolve just like anything else does.
Come back around.
Yeah. It truly is circular. You just got to understand exactly what version of the cycle is so you can catch it when the next time it come around and be positioned to go. That's the thing. I don't pride myself on being a good music producer. I pride myself on being a good talent scout, to be able to see things, see the trend before the trend happens.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like that, young man.
Thank you.
All right. So, got another question for you. You know, with today's current event that's going on, you know, it's a lot that's going on here that affects everybody in different kind of ways, but especially for the Black man himself. Currently, you know, like, what is it like being a Black man in America today?
I think we're underheralded. Entirely underheralded. I mean, people don't understand. It's like it became more popular to talk about women. And again, I'm a product of a single woman household. I'm a product, and I celebrate all Black women. So when I say this, it's no disrespect or no this disparity of women versus men. But I believe it became a popular narrative for women are better, or women are this, or women need to be celebrated, and so forth and so on. And I think there became an agenda. If you look back in Black American history, there was an actual agenda in the late 70s, early 80s through the Reagan administration, where the target mark was to get Black men out of the family household in order to throw the family in disarray, because the Black males were head of the household. And that became a boom. That was a specific mark that led to the increased incarceration of Black males in Black culture. Fast forward that to now, I think we're underheralded. I think it's one of those things. It's more popular to talk about women power. It's more popular to talk about, you know, all of these other races, because now it's become a race thing, and there's popularity in race now. Quite frankly, it really is. But I can't speak for any other race, but what I can speak for is a Black man. If I'm walking down the street, and I'm very educated, I'm a college educated Black man, celebrated. I've pulled myself up by my bootstraps and understand how to hold a great conversation with people. And as you said earlier, have a great big heart for people. I do.
You do.
But if I'm walking down the street in my regular attire, hanging out, minding my business, and people are locking their doors when I walk by or clutching their purses, it's not because of me. It's because of their perception of me. And I think a lot more times, if you really truly look at like commercials on TV, or you look at movies, they always put the Black man like the Black man's a dog. They always put the Black man like he's stupid or can't put his things together. They also, to some degree, don't necessarily put the Black man in the position to be patriarch to the family. A lot of times, it's always the Black man in disarray. And the woman champions, she becomes the person that pulls and keeps the house together. Not saying that that's not true, because again, product of a house where moms pulled it together. Not saying it's not true, but I'm saying that's not everyone's personification of how things roll out. And I'm just sick of seeing it that way. And as a Black man in society, and being a Black man who has spit in the face of people who told me I'd never be, or never could be, or never will be, it's appalling to me. It really is, because it's just like, okay, so you're saying there's no good representation for Black men? It's no true, real Black representation for Black men? It's unfortunate. It really is. It really is. It sickens me. You know what I mean? But that's speaking on that piece with regard to overall topic being black in America. I mean, we are. It's a gift and a curse. It really is. You look at the violence and all of the stuff that happened with obviously Breonna Taylor and George Floyd and all of that stuff. I mean, again, those situations happen. Even the person who was found hanging, and there was 2 or 3 other people found hanging in trees across America. We chose to talk about George Floyd. We chose to talk about Breonna Taylor, but we never found justice for the people that was hanging from trees. By the way, which still, I'm like, you want to march and you want to ride that. You talk about imagery.
Yeah.
That's not an accident. That's not, he, ran off the road or, he got shot. They took the time to string this person up from a tree. Now think about that. And today, there's things that remind you that we are who they think we are. Still today. Take that in consideration when you're talking about black people this, black people that, we need to go do this and we need to do that and so forth and so on. We want to march in justice and so forth and so on. I'm like, where was Black Lives Matter where the people was hanging from a tree? Where was Al Sharpton at? No shot, Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and all them, but I guess it is because I'm mentioning them. Where are they at? Where the people hung from a tree? Why they ain't got a name? Why they ain't got a march? There's tons of people, you know what I'm saying, who lost their lives to the racial injustice, but it's more popular to talk about the people that was popularized. So again, you got to be careful that you're not part of the propaganda, the give back of America to say, see, we're trying to do our part, but guess what? I mean, it's too big for us.
Right.
If you black in America, be black in America. Stand for what it is that you say you stand for, and be the champion of all injustice, every single one of them. It don't matter. So what is it like to be a black man in America? For me, I'm watchful, and it's just that, and I need to watch out for my family and my kids. Make sure that they don't be victims, and if they do, you best believe it's gonna be scorched earth.
Okay, I hear you, Donnie. You over that John Malcolm X. Where your glasses? You might as well go ahead, pop them open. Yeah, go ahead, put them on that wide face of yours. Okay.
It's all right. Wear your chin bonnet.
Nah, man, but hey, shut up, Donnie, goddammit. But no, I feel you on that. Me, I always got something to say.
Always.
But I agree with you on that one, man. I will challenge you, when we have our weekly talks one day. I challenge you to the discussion. Okay?
All right.
But that's pretty dope. I like how you put that. It has me thinking about a lot of things. Definitely.
Yeah. Just arrive at the destination when it's time to arrive at the destination. Being a part of, like I said, not to discredit Black Lives Matter movement, but where are you in all of the times that we need you, not when it's convenient.
Hey,
that's all I say about that.
Black Lives Matter, I'm sorry. I'm one of them people, so people may disagree with me on this, but I mean, it's hard for them to kind of enforce or take the Black Lives Matter when we got our own folks out here doing retarded shit, meaning niggas. You understand what I'm saying? Like, doing dumb stuff. How can others take us serious when we're killing our own people? Taking from our own people, doing reckless stuff. They will never take us serious. And that's part of the reason why they look at us the way that they do. Acting like crazy animals. Get it together. When we all come unified and in tune and sync with one another, I think the movement will move better. But
because I think that's because we don't have an effective leader. We had effective leaders back in the day. Dr. King, Malcolm X. You know what I mean? People that actually stood for what they were talking about and knew how to eloquently speak the truth and speak the peace. Yeah. And people actually respected those people. I think nowadays it's just really propaganda. You see, whenever it's convenient or whenever it's cute, you got certain people who pop up, and it's like, oh, well, such and such was talking. I mean, whatever. I don't even say again. I'm bringing like you brought his name up. I'm bringing his name up too. Same thing with Jesse Jackson and get played back. Sorry, I need to see more body work from you. Recently, in recent years, But I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like I look at Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar is dope.
Yeah.
Like the way he challenges people seriously. You know what I mean? David Banner challenges people. You got to hold people accountable. Okay, it's all about accountability. How can there be growth with no accountability?
Right. But that's
you know what I mean?
conversation we had earlier, Donnie. When
Yeah.
the upbringing.
Yeah.
That's what I was seeking. Accountability. That's exactly what I was seeking, and that's what I try to instill in, my son or Markeith or whatnot.
Nephew, shout out.
You bold enough to do what you do. Have accountability for your actions at all times.
Accountability is what makes us human. That's truly what separates us from animals. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell you what, I will never follow somebody that ain't ever been through the story. That's why I can't work for somebody that ain't never did that walk that path. How? Can't respect you. You know what I mean? Being fallible is part of understanding of what makes you sturdy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you lived it, you walked it, so you have, you fell. You know what it's like to fail and bring yourself back up.
Right.
You know, I don't want no book smart dude who ain't never experienced it. Huh? I'm gonna go to war with somebody that's only done combat, like combat training. You got me out here risking my life, and all you did was combat training. Boy, you better get out of here.
And look, I tell you, I'm gonna make this quick. Military. Been in all these years, you got a kid fresh out of high school who can go to college and become an officer, meaning like a captain or lieutenant and all that. So an officer will always outrank an enlisted person who's like a sergeant, private, and all them folks. So when they come in fresh from out of college and then try to tell us what to do, I always had a problem with it. I always been that problem child for them, like because you haven't started from rock bottom. You don't have that experience as us. So it's no way in hell you could tell me what to do. And there's no way in hell I'm gonna ever put my life in your hands.
Right.
You gotta put time in. But that's a whole nother stuff. That shit.
Yeah. I mean, but let me speak on that though, because like I said, just as well as anybody, and that's one of the one of the three things that you didn't know is that Uncle Donnie B GotDaBeats has worked for the federal government for at least a decade, and I'm gonna tell you. And you remember me from high school. I was in ROTC. I was rock hard. You couldn't say that I wasn't going to be in the military. And the thing that I understood about it is, again, it's no shade and no shout to the military. I love it. And, shout out Military Fresh Network, still the greatest social media network out there. But in some degrees, I disagree with the format because of that. And like you said, when you get people who come from, to me, the military is the biggest display of social economics that we have, because there's people who actually, they come from means, and then they get put in a position to be in leadership position where they didn't even earn it. Realistically, they came from means to be able to pay for it, to put themselves in a better position. Take Lori Loughlin and her situation, and unfortunately, she has to become the pillar of that. But like, okay, you pay for your kids to go to this prestigious school.
Yeah.
Well, if I had the money, I'd put them in that school too. Does that make my kids, more stupid because they didn't?
Right.
You paid for your kids to go. My kids earned it, and they still couldn't go. So then what?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I mean, to me, again, the military just showcases exactly what we live in America, and it's just there's a huge disparity between. There's people who, like you said, enlist because they ain't got no other choice. And then there's people who like they come from that family, and then because their name they're there, or because they got the money, they got to go to Annapolis or West Point and so forth and so on. Now they like captains and so forth and so on. Like, what did you do to earn those stripes? Cuz
right. You don't even have a war patch on your arm. So what you telling me?
Exactly. So now we out here in the Middle East, and these bombs is going off.
Yeah.
How I know you ain't shaking the pieces, bro? Like, again, I get it, and it's no shade to nobody who served, because again, I got a lot of friends who did serve, and just like you, I respect every single one of them. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they did something that I did not, and that will always be respect. But like I said, I also am a champion of common sense, and I'll always respect common sense more. So that's how I feel about that.
Dope, brother. All right, I know we're close here, Doug. I'm like 2 questions for you, if you don't mind me asking.
Of course.
Then any advice you may have for any upcoming artists or aspiring artists out here, or somebody who share the same talents as you?
This is a loaded question, but and I always ask the people this question, and I'm always fascinated with their answers. But I think what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna try to keep it as simple as possible. Life is art. Go paint it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It it little like your life is literally a blank canvas. It can be whatever you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to tell you that what you're doing is wrong? Because everything else is theory. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, even as a musician, there's no law in music. It's music theory. So theory represents what things could be, not what they should be. So who's to say that? Oh, I don't like the way that sounds because realistically, it sounds like trash. Okay, but that's your opinion. It
Yeah.
sounds good to somebody, and that's somebody's representation. That's their art. You should never disrespect that. You know what I mean? So I think when you, as far as advice for aspiring talent, I think is like I said, life is art. Life is a blank canvas. Go
Mm.
paint,
Yeah, yeah, what you mean?
but do the work.
Yes.
Nothing's going to be given to you. You got to take it. So just keep doing it. There's going to be a ton of people. If I had a dime for every time somebody told me that I would never be, I guarantee you,
Mm-hmm.
Donnie B be like that. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Donnie B got the beats.
Mm.
It's just that simple.
Understood, brother. I
Thank
like, you know, I told you when you put them glasses on, boy, you turned it to Malcolm,
I
showing.
was, I was already there. You just seen the glasses now.
All right, as we get ready to wind this up, you know, it was a blessing being able to, you know, be on the show and to talk to you about, you know, you and giving you that moment for the world to hear who you are and for you to bring us into Donnie's world, you know. And you know, it was definitely an honor doing this. But you know, how can the people keep up with you? Like, but you know, how can they learn more about you? Can they follow you? You know, tell them where. Tell them about all your platforms they can follow you. Or, you know, keep up with who you are. Since you said they keep up with everybody else, how can they keep up with you?
Man. So Google me. First of all. I've been saying that since I don't know 2006 2007.
Mm.
Google me, you'll find me. And I know that comes across as arrogant, but it's real live. Um, Start there. Donnie B got the beats. I will say go to donniebgotthebeats.com. It's spelled like it's no like the ebonics spelling to it is Donnie B got the beats. Got the beats. I guess DA is the got Donnie B got DA beats. I guess that's the ebonics part of it. But donniebgotthebeats.com. You'll find my music production. You'll find samples of my work there. You'll start there. All right, you can find me on Instagram. I'm Donnie B got the beats on Instagram. Same spelling. I have DB got the beats. That's in my music portal for my music production only. I have D Christopher Com at on Instagram.
Mm.
That's all my graphic design and videography work. I have the beat, Beat TV LA on Instagram. That's for the beat. You can also find that Beat TV LA on Facebook. Two Flew West on Instagram as well as Facebook. My brother Nicholas Baker. You can find those there.
Mm.
Um, all of this is on YouTube, so you can find Donnie B got the beats on YouTube. You can find Beat TV LA. You can find Two Flew West on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. Donnie B got the or DB got the beats. I'm also D Christopher Com. I'm also BTV LA as well as Two Flew West on there. I'm on TikTok. Donnie B got the beats. You
Amari.
know, yes, he did. I'm on what is it? Not Clubhouse, yeah, Clubhouse or whatever. I'm very rarely on there, but hey, accept me as a friend though. Maybe one time when I do get on there, then I'll circle up. Whatever. Like I said, just Google me. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. You ain't never there. That's just that's just that. I just try to make as much of a presence as possible. So if you Google me, you'll find me. I got a lot of work on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. A lot of which is either Donnie B got the beats or Donnie B LeFlaire, or Donnie Brasco LeFlaire.
Mm-hmm.
But I have worked out nonetheless. So these are all of the things. Like I said, I'm an open book. You can find me anywhere. You just got to know how to look and know what you want to look for. and I'm there.
Okay, Donnie. Okay, that's what I like to hear, and I hope that those who you previously had on the show hear this, and I just hope that you guys reach out to Donnie as well and allow him to show face on your platform as well. Help thy brother. Help one another, network, build one another, and I just hope that people take a lesson, learn a lesson from this as well, and be able to have a helping hand. It seems like the world became so selfish. We got to get where we were once joined and helping one another, along the way, especially for us Black folks. We definitely need that out here. Unity.
I agree.
Donnie, Big Face, my brother, my brethren, my best friend, my homie, my Big Face shawty, Malcolm X, Dome, Scoop Ball Head, Chicken Nugget Head, Milk Dug Head, Uncle Fester. All of these names I could call you. I love you, baby. I love you.
Thank you.
I love you. All right, and it's definitely been an honor for me to be able to take this time out to interview you. I hope you have me again. I would love to do this with you again. I definitely would.
Thank you. And I love you back too. Shout out to Monique, Ruthie Campbell, great interview. And I agree with her on that. 1000%. Not sure that I can trust anybody else to interview me on my own podcast but you. Yeah. Definitely. Ruthie, my Big Face sister, Facey Gray, Face Mob, Chinny the Pooh, Mrs. Taterhead, Ground Around Pound Faces, Brow. No, it's okay because you come for me, I can come for you. I can do this all day. You know what I'm saying? And again, I really do want to visit us doing a podcast together. I think we got a really good thing going on. Either the Fuck You Mean or Campbell Family Rules, but we gotta do Campbell Family Rules. Gotta bring Uncle Brian Big Face ass in. But I definitely want to do more things like this with all three of us because we have our own love language and it's unique. You know what I'm saying? And but I celebrate you, sis. You're a champion. You've always been one. You've always worked hard and yeah. And like I said, honestly, I'm gonna be real. Since you was real with me, I'm gonna be real with you. Like facts. You've been parts of the world that I ain't never been before. I've always held that in high regard. And you've always looked out. You've always took care of everybody that took care of you, man. Not everybody can do that. And again, you hold yourself to a high standard, such as the same as I. And love you for it. And again, best friend, sister, nothing but respect. And I'm always there for you. So that is what it is.
Yeah, man. And look at Campbell Family Rules up. We gotta get everybody in on there. We got Chris. Yeah, Brian out there. We got Nikki out there, Quan out there, down to the kids, nieces and nephews. We got to get them all in there because Steve too. Shit, they didn't show nothing but love in these comments tonight. Like it's just we all, instead of just being in the chat, y'all, we all someday need to come together.
We will.
Yeah, we all need to be back under the same roof again, y'all. All of us, family.
Yeah, you gotta understand because I'm gonna get on Bonnie in there too. Kawan, Stacy. You know what I'm saying? We're getting cheese back in there. Ebony, Derek, we got Darius.
Yeah.
We got people. So, you know what I'm saying? Like our family, we have a one of a kind daggone family, and by God or by turmoil, I'm telling you, and people know, and you can prove me wrong or not. If I say it, it will be done. I'm gonna have everybody on that show at some shape, form, or fashion. So Campbell Family Rules is gonna be coming real soon. Stay tuned for that. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, what time? We have an hour and 53 minutes. This went extremely long, but like I said, I love talking about myself when I'm given the opportunity to, especially by somebody who really did their damn thing. You started off a little nervous. I don't know why, but you came through because I knew you would, and that's just typical you with your red cup. You need to get you one of these grown people joints instead of this fucking teenager shit.
I'd rather out of this before I get that kind of that cup when I don't want to work. I'm just sitting there holding that shit. I don't want that cup, Donnie.
That's okay. You ain't got to, but your ass gonna be drinking out of a red cup, looking young as a bug, and you gonna be 43 years old.
Oh, what I got in my cabinet? I got some exclusives down there. I just ain't feel like being dramatic today.
Okay, well, you could have been dramatic. That's your opportunity to shine. You decided to not have your opportunity to shine, goddamn.
You see what Auntie Quan said?
No. All right, you gonna celebrate Ruthie Renee?
Yeah, y'all. I changed my middle name too, so y'all
Officially.
I who know who it is. I ain't saying that shit on here, so you know, don't call me that old school, especially Jamal. He know what it is, but dang, I changed.
And you know that Uncle Jamal, Uncle Mar gonna have that joint right up on his joint in the comment section. You know that's why you don't say nothing like that. See, I gotta train you. You know you ain't hip on it.
Cause I ain't want them confused.
Well, it is what it is. No mouse. But I love you too, man. And in these moments, look, I gotta put this thing away so we can put this thing in bed. But in these moments, you get a great appreciation for life. And most people don't know that I created the beat because I was once somebody that was aspiring to have a platform to be able to speak my truth. Mm-hmm. That's what the beat is. It's really just an opportunity for people to just speak the truth and also celebrate not only good talent, but people who actually pioneered but don't get no platform to share. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So we look for dope talent. We look for dope people. But the only caveat is that they got to be entertainment driven. And that could be in a lot of different forms, whether or not they're chefs. So, Mr. Eve, you're gonna be on soon. They could be artists. Aunt Ruthie, we're gonna have you back on with your mesmerized creation.
I'm handing that off to you.
Negative. So I do still have stuff left in the cup. Didn't know. But nonetheless, like I said, this is the beat. Donnie B got the beats. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This was a special one for me. Probably be my most favorite because we talk about moi. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't get an opportunity to share my story, but on my deathbed, I hope this gets played because this really was just straightforward, honestly, raw, unfiltered me. And if you can't celebrate me in life, don't celebrate me in death. And that's my 100% truth. All right. But on a positive note, it's Friday. It's Freaky Friday because yesterday was April Fool's Day. Happy Easter to y'all if y'all celebrate God's Day. You know what I'm saying? That's coming up this Sunday. I'm trying to think who else we got. I don't know. We got a lot of people. I'm booked through May now. So the beat is picking up, man. And
talking about?
Huh?
I said that's what I'm talking about. Good. You booked up like that. You booked up like doctor's appointments.
Yes.
That's dope.
Dr. Donnie. That's gonna be the next one. That's gonna be my new rebrand.
I'm sorry, I had to. My baby said I did a great job.
I know you did. You should get some cookies tonight.
I'm not.
I had the person off and everything.
Yeah, shut up, Donnie. You about to too. You over there like I gotta do it for my baby.
She already know what time it is. I don't even need to say it for the world.
She probably looking right at you too.
She gonna be like, mm-hmm. But she know what time it is because gonna be nothing nice. There it is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean when I say it, I say what I mean. It's gonna go on my urn.
You're right.
I'm right. You're right. You're right. Anyway. Yes, Chrissy. Hey, we love you too, sis.
Yes, big sis.
You big sis. You big little sis. Because I'm taller. So big little sis.
Oh, he gonna say he taller, Chrissy.
It is what it is. But anyway, 1 minute and 58 seconds. It's time to. No, it's not you. You gotta apologize. It just is what it is. Just curtailing now. This is part of the interview where people gonna cut out. They're gonna phase out. Anyway, love you, sis. I thank you for your time. I love you for celebrating me on the beat for this thing. I probably won't do this anytime soon again, but I will definitely be having you back, or maybe just let you take on. Huh?
For your birthday, or maybe Father's Day. Well, no, your birthday.
We'll see. I mean, I'm not against it. It's just whether or not we can make it happen. That's cool. But I definitely think maybe I just let you fly some of the ship.
Hey,
as
man.
a host.
I need to take a break. I'll chime in for you.
I like how that sounds. We're gonna get that together. Nonetheless, Donnie B got the beats. We live on the beat. Ruthie Renee. Shout out to the family, everybody that tuned in, the whole clan.
Yeah.
This is what we do it for, man. You heard it here first. The reason why we royals. That's my word. And that's what I live by. That's the moniker. That's what we are. At the end of the day, we don't expect nothing less. Right?
Yeah.
Indeed. Love you guys.
Love you, bro.
We out. Peace.
Peace.